brought to you by Lister Pros TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, it's Tia Moore here with NextView Home Professionals for the NextView podcast. I have in the studio with me Karme Nystom from Nova Home Loans and Builder Grade to Upgrade lifestyle blog. Before we get started, I wanted to say a special thank you to some of our preferred partners that help us make the podcast possible. So I wanted to say thank you so much to the Oliver Whalen Team at Nova Home Loans. They are an amazing team to work with. I've been talking to the guys this week about HomeBot. If you have not logged into HomeBot just yet, be sure to make an account on there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, send me a private message and I will send you the link so that you can access it. But it is definitely a tool that's going to help you keep up to date with market trends for your neighborhood, and just keep an eye on your home value. So you want something accurate, something that you can use for analytics, that's the tool to use, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
A special thanks to Yvonne Hunter with Platinum Home Warranty. Platinum Home Warranty offers great home warranties for your primary residence, for your rental properties, or anything that you can put a home warranty on. Contact Yvonne. And then our preferred title company is Security Title. We tend to work with Jeremy Eaton and Elva Palmer over at Security Title. So anytime you open up an escrow, you have a refinance, you have a purchase, contact them. So without further ado, we would love to talk to Karmen. We want to spend as much time as we can talking to Karmen. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Well, so I'm really excited that you accepted our invite to do the show today. I really appreciate
Thanks for inviting me.
I know it's a little it can be a little bit nerve-wracking. Good.
Yeah.
So you guys, Karmen has a lifestyle blog. It's called Builder Grade to Upgrade, and we'll talk to her about that. And we're also, Karme works with the Oliver Whalen Team, who I mentioned before, so we'll talk a little bit about that too. Yep. But yeah, so that's so I don't know if you've watched past episodes, but we do like a fire rapid. We do 10 questions just to get to know you really quick.
Okay.
And just so people can have an idea who Karmen is, but like really, really fast, rapid fire. So is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So my first question for you is, where are you from originally? Nobody's from Arizona.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Broken Arrow, to be exact.
Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say is the best thing that happened to you today?
Moving to Arizona.
Today?
Oh, today. Today. I guess being here.
Okay.
This is fun.
Ooh, that's
New
a good
adventure.
one. We like that. Okay, so being on the podcast, what would you say, what kind of music do you listen to when you're in the car by yourself without children?
Eminem.
That's what you listen to? Okay. Eminem, what's your favorite Eminem song?
Oh, gosh, like all of them. Probably Slim Shady. It's like classic.
That's
what I grew up on.
I can still listen to Slim Shady.
Yeah.
We always do that. We always listen to our childhood songs. We just go back to that no matter what.
Always.
I know. I've noticed that I've done that a lot lately.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite quote?
Oh, less stuff, more adventure.
Love it. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Oh, the last 2 weeks, nothing. No, I usually work out in the morning.
There you go.
6:15, I'm at the gym.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
And what's the last thing you do before you go to bed?
Brush my teeth.
There you go. See, that was easy.
Yeah, that's super easy.
That's easy. So for our listeners that may not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am a loan officer with the Oliver Whalen Team, and that is my full-time job. But then in the evenings and the weekends, I am a blogger. So I'm kind of getting my start, but it's been a lot of fun. And I kind of got this because I really just love decorating. And I've always even as a kid, I would, sit there and like organize my closet and organize my room. And that was like what I wanted to do on the weekends. I didn't want to go out with friends. So it's kind of transitioned into now I have my own house and I just love taking things and making them really nice, but I have to do it within my budget. So I'm not, I'm not building a multi-million-dollar home or anything, so I have to do things within my budget. And so I just happen to always buy houses that are builder grade that we all, when you build a house and you get all the basics. And then I just, over time have learned to upgrade it. So it's been fun.
Let's talk about that because a lot of people go to new construction homes and in new construction, they have every single upgrade that you can imagine inside the home.
Yes.
Because they want you to spend that kind of money, right?
Yeah.
And so tell us about the process you took when you walked into a home and how you came to the decision of, okay, this is what we will pay for with the builder, this is what we won't pay for.
Yeah, so my biggest suggestion is always spend money on nicer cabinets. It doesn't have to be really the exact color. You could always, spray them to make them a better color. But where they have some molding on them, where they're a little upgraded, if you can spend the money on that, I suggest that. And also your flooring. So because the last thing you want to do is have it, I just did this. So
I saw your pictures.
Yeah. So the last thing you want to do is have all of your furniture in there and then have to move it all back out and put all new flooring in, rip everything out, especially if you have tile. It's really dusty.
Or children.
I did both, so I had tile and children. So yeah, it becomes messy. So if you can do those two things, down the road, you can always upgrade your baseboards, which makes a big difference. You can paint cabinets. You can get new countertops. So those things, you can always add backsplash. A lot of times they'll tell you, $20 a square foot for backsplash.
Yeah.
And it's like, but really you can go
fast.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So what would you say, so when you guys purchased your home, so you already said you did not upgrade the floors. You wish you would have done that.
Right.
Okay.
So when we bought our house, it was a resale home. So we did not build it.
Oh, okay.
And when we...
But it was builder grade, everything.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was probably nice at one point, and it's still nice, but it's just not my style. So, so we hadn't even been inside, and we determined that it was the right house. So pretty much every house I've ever bought, and anyone listening to this, I don't know if they know this except for my husband, but I bought a condo and saw it sight unseen, knew it was the right one, bought our current house that we're in. We pulled up and we were like, this is a house. And the realtor was like, you've never been inside of it. I'm like, I know. So
that's actually a good point, because I talk to people all the time and they're like, well, we should see like 45 houses before we make a decision. And I say the average, if you communicate to your agent exactly what you're looking for, and the agent is actually listening, they're good at communication, because listening is part of communication. You'll make a decision. With my team, it'll probably be between 1 and 3 houses.
Yes.
Like, you will make a decision because we're going to show you what you want. We don't want to waste your time looking at 40. That's not fun for anyone. No. But we also have a lot of clients who are out of state and they will buy a house sight unseen. And I had a house that was listed in Chandler. The guy called me from California and he was like, yeah, these pictures look great. Does it look just like the pictures? And I said, absolutely. You want a video? Here's a video. Yeah. And he was like, okay, I'll pay full price. And it was just as simple as that. But people don't believe that happens, but it happens every day.
Yeah. And it's just kind of a feeling that that's always everything I do is kind of like, oh, this feels right. Like, I don't really put a lot of thought into, like, does this make sense, like, on paper? But I'm like, this feels right. We pull up. I'm like, there's kids outside. It's, it was like the perfect house. Gotcha. And I'm like, anything inside can always be redone if it's not. So, we saw the same thing. We saw pictures online and
you already
drove
knew.
Up and, I was like, this is it.
You just had to validate it by going to the property.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, driving the neighborhood. Do people have trash sitting outside,
Like, are a lot of cars parked on the street, that kind of a thing. Yeah. So let's talk about when you walked into it. When you walked into it, or even when you looked at the photos online, did you already know what you would probably change?
Not necessarily. Okay. So when I saw the pictures online, I liked the house. My husband didn't like it. And then I said, oh, I've heard this neighborhood before. Let's go take a look at it. And he's like, okay. So we actually had 9 other houses to look at that day. Okay. This was the first one we went to. We pulled up. And we both looked at each other and we're like, this is the house? I'm like, I know. so we did. We walked inside and, I mean, my husband's he's very hands-on. He does a lot of the work, pretty much all of the work on our houses. So he has a good eye for stuff. And so we kind of, bounce things off of each other. Yeah. And so we went in and, I mean, he's very much a dreamer. So he'd be like, oh, we'll, do this and we can do this. And then I'm more like, that seems like a lot of money, So we have a good balance with each other in trying to, determine what's going to be done. But I walked in, the first thing I said is everything's got to be a lighter color because it was very brown. Yes. Everything was, dark brown and tan and like a Band-Aid color. And
I know. Let's, if we can pull up pictures of your before kitchen.
Yes.
And so we're on the screen. Anybody watching the show, if you're listening to audio, sorry. But on our screen, we have the pictures of Karme's before kitchen. So what all did you do to the kitchen before we show them the after?
Okay, so the kitchen, the island, we decided after, we really didn't think about this when we bought the house, but after being in the kitchen, I realized that the workflow did not go very well with having kind of a rounded island.
Yes.
So we decided to change the shape of the island, change the cabinet color. And we did. We looked at maybe doing all new cabinets from IKEA or something that was a little bit more, budget friendly, but nothing is as budget friendly as paint. No. So that's the route we went. And then painting all the walls. So half of the wall is dark brown. The other half was kind of the light Band-Aid color is what I call it. And then they had kind of a white stripe, which people think is chair railing, but really it was just paint that was to look like chair railing. So we painted all the walls first. Then we lived with it like that for a while, and it was fine. But I always had like the rest of our house, like to me, looked like our style of really light and bright. And then the kitchen was very dark and kind of depressing to me. So we changed the light bulb colors, which made a big difference. So everything wasn't so yellow. And then we went into the big kitchen remodel of 3 weeks ago. We decided, let's tear it all apart. And so it took us 3 weeks.
Oh, you just did that 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it was basically, I told my husband, what do you think about if we did new floors? And he was like, yeah, I'm not laying them, but if we hire somebody, I'm like, okay. So then we got a quote, and then he said, okay, I'm not paying somebody, I will lay them. And I said, okay. And so then it went to that, and then we were going to just kind of reshape the island a little bit. And then I said, what if we change the island completely and make this, we basically took out our kitchen table and made the island really long, and so it could have bar stools. And
that's awesome. So if we can show the after of your kitchen, which you did a green center island, so that was a little bit of a contrast from the rest of your kitchen, which I thought was a very good choice.
Thank you.
It looks really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell us about how you came to that decision.
So I'm
going to pull up the photo
so
I can remember.
So basically, I just kind of knew that we wanted to have the island something different. So I went on to my Instagram page and did a poll. Everyone voted I should do it black.
Okay.
But I kind of just I just felt like I should go green. I don't know. It was just kind of something different. And so I just went to the hardware store and I got Benjamin paint. Yeah. Benjamin Moore paint is like my favorite. So I went and got a couple samples and then took a look and said, oh, I like this color. And then
that is awesome.
That's how I decided. I try not to put too much thought into it.
So you guys did the wood look tile in the kitchen. And so you said your husband laid the floors. Did you get a good discount on the materials anywhere?
No, I went to, I can't think of the name of that place. Floor and Decor.
Oh, yeah. I love that store.
Yeah, so that had the best price. We looked at a lot of different places, but they had the best price. And then he actually laid the floor. I did lay some of the floor, and I grouted the entire floor myself. So, yeah. So, and I hired 2 neighbor kids to help with the grouting.
There you go.
Yeah, so it worked out well. And I mean, we were kind of in a crunch because we were hosting Thanksgiving. So, and then I sprayed the island, and then I sprayed all the kitchen cabinets, which that was, along with the floor, that was a lot of prep work. So.
And just so you know, Mallory and Fabi from the team said they love it, and it's speaking to their farm heart. Mallory said it's speaking to her farmhouse heart.
Oh, thank you.
So there you go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So you were talking about spraying.
Yeah. So sprayed the cabinets, and that took a lot of time, just getting it all prepped. Sanding it down and cleaning them off and taping the insides of the cabinet so I could spray the boxes. But yeah, once I got it all done. And Thanksgiving.
Looming.
Yeah, and working full time. So it was, it's a lot of weekends, and probably me and my husband wanted to kill each other a couple of times, but we survived, and turned out.
And then you guys have the butcher block counter. I was like, I didn't realize that before. I was like, oh, wait, that's butcher block.
Yes. So we spent a lot of money on the kitchen island, and it was kind of at our max budget.
Okay.
And but we're like, well, we have 2 other countertops. So what do we do? So in one of our houses that we've had before in Oklahoma, we put butcher block countertops from IKEA, and they were great. They held up so well. Yeah. And I'm like, let's do it again. So we did it. We went with a different color this time, a little bit darker. In our house in Oklahoma, we went light. So it was nice to have a little bit darker, finish to it. Yeah. And then, so maybe one day we'll change it out. But for right now, it kind of gives a nice contrast.
It looks
we love
really good.
Yeah.
And so is your countertop, is that quartz?
Yes.
Very good. Yep. So a white quartz? Or
white quartz. Okay. Yeah, and it's got a little bit of a grain to it, like a gray, grain through the top. But
I love it.
Thank you.
You guys did a great job. And then you did, Wait, did you do brass pools? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, Carmen, that is a good touch. I love
you.
that. See, you can't tell unless you zoom in. You
Yeah.
guys, I'll post after the show finishes. I'll post the pictures in the comments.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just know that we haven't grouted the backsplash, so don't zoom in too far.
Don't zoom in too much. And so tell us about the backsplash. How did you select the backsplash? Because it's a little different than what you normally see.
It is. And honestly, we picked it because I found a lot of backsplash that was $20 a square foot, and then my husband did the math and he said, that would be like $2,000. And I said, oh, okay. So then we went back to the drawing board, and he's in the car with the kids. They're sleeping. It's a Saturday, and I'm taking all these pictures. I think this could work. I think this could work. And then I finally was like, okay. I kept going back to that one. So I was like, this worked. So that one was $2.50 a square foot.
There you go.
Versus $20. So
that's a big win.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go back to the drawing board, you can usually find something that will work.
Oh, yeah.
And
the
it's
thing
budget-friendly.
is people don't know what they don't know. People will never know that we were trying to decide between a $20 backsplash and a $2.
Mallory is asking, what color do you plan on grouting the backsplash?
So we were originally going to grout it with black or dark gray.
Okay.
But now that I have and I do this a lot, if it just doesn't feel right, I just don't do it. So it just doesn't feel like that's the direction I want to go.
Okay.
I have the black floating shelves, and I feel like kind of with the eye, it gives a little bit more separation, and I don't want too much separation with white backsplash and the black grout. So we're going to do white.
Okay.
So
there you go.
We'll see how that goes.
So Mallory, you heard it. She's doing white grout. So let's talk about the before picture of is this a great room?
Yes.
Okay, Farai, I don't know if you can get the picture up of the great room. So that's the before picture.
Yes. So this is what it looked like when we
bought it.
Okay. That's not our furniture or anything.
So when you bought the house, that's what it looks like. And then the after photo, oh my gosh, you have a great focal point with the fireplace that you guys put that in too. Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about everything you did there.
So we painted the walls. That was the first thing we did. And then the other big thing is we trim out all of the windows in the house. So that makes a big, for some reason, Arizona houses, like...
It's only Arizona that
I'm like,
it's weird.
I don't understand. So
we
do. We trim out all the windows, and it kind of helps create a little bit more balance to the room and give your eye, I don't know, it's just more appealing to the eye.
Yep.
And then we built the fireplace. So my husband basically just took 2x4s, and he's probably like watching this and telling that's not what I did. But he built it with wood and 2x4s, and he built out the fireplace so it was far away from the wall that we could fit in. It's just an electric fireplace, and we just popped it in, and then framed all around, did the shiplap, and then the mantle. That's just steel from Home Depot, like I'm not using all the correct words, but and then he screwed that in, and then it's just a piece of wood that I stained, and
it looks good. Hey, Farai, on the on the live feed, they're saying they didn't see the after of the great room. I don't know if you have that one with the fireplace. Mallory's on it because she really wants to see it. It looks really good. So I have a client too. That was the first thing they did. They bought a brand new house, and the first thing they did is framed everything. They framed the windows and the door frames.
Yep.
And my friend and client, Chris DeMonico from DeMonico Construction, did their framing. But that's what he did for them.
Yeah,
but
it makes
a big difference.
Yeah, it really does.
But you guys did paneling too or wainscoting at the staircase.
We did. That was my husband. So when I would take a picture, everything would just kind of look bland. So he's like, let me just throw up some trim. So he did that on an afternoon. And
it looks really good.
Thank you.
Because otherwise it just has like that pony wall look.
Yes.
Just blah.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Like a lot of Arizona houses too.
They do. I know. Are you guys going to do anything different with the staircase?
Yes.
In the future?
That is my dream. So I would like to take it a little bit more modern, take out the spindles that we have that are kind of rounded and kind of go more of like a wood and metal look on I know it's like wood and metal right now, but kind of what you see in like
like a clean, sleek look.
Yes. Yeah. So kind of maybe just a little bit more modern with a little bit of farmhouse.
There you go. So who's your design inspiration?
Oh gosh. Instagram.
I
follow so many people.
I
follow so many people on Instagram that I really just kind of take different design ideas from different people, and then Pinterest. Which a lot of times the people I follow on Instagram are the same pictures I see on Pinterest. Yeah.
Are there any pages that you would like to give a shout out to on Instagram that you follow?
Oh gosh. Not that I can think of. Maybe I'll post some on my Instagram today of some of my favorite people that I like to follow.
Yeah, because they would probably love for people to get some follows too.
Yeah, I follow some really good people, and some people here locally too that are really
that's
good to
nice.
follow. Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, so
well, they all said that they love the after of your great room.
Thank you.
So tell us what's the next project you're going to work on for your house?
Well, probably. Maybe the staircase.
Okay. Since we talked about it. You're like, since you brought it up.
Yeah, and then maybe our bathroom.
Okay.
That might be a little bit down the road, but maybe the downstairs bath to
It's a
ease
smaller
my husband
project.
into it. Yeah, so I think he's a little tired of projects at the moment. We also redid our whole backyard, which isn't pictured, but it was just rock. And then we put in a pool, and we laid our own pavers. So, but we still have some finishing to do out there. So maybe kind of going through and finishing up all of our little things that we start, and then I get excited and start something else,
That is so funny. I have another client that does that. She's like, all right, we did everything with this house. We're going to list their house soon. You will love it. You'll love it.
I can't wait to see it.
They did a whole butcher block island, and they did like the waterfall island.
Yes.
But it's all butcher block.
Oh, wow.
And then everything, all of the other countertops are just a white quartz, but the island is all butcher block.
I bet that's so pretty.
It is very pretty. They did a good job. And I think they did, I can't remember. I just saw the house the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just sold you this house not even a year ago. You guys have done
That's what happens.
You guys have done like 5 deals for them. So my question, let's talk about your blog, because through all of this, I'm guessing that's where your inspiration came from your blog, or am I wrong?
Well, so I have always done design. Okay. I mean, since I was probably 18 is when I had my first house. I would kind of, if I look back at things I did then, I'm like, oh, but it wasn't style. So I'm like, but yeah, I've always kind of enjoyed decorating. And so someone recommended to me, why don't you start a blog? And then I had a couple other people saying that to me. So I'm like, okay, well, this sounds easy.
Yeah.
So then I went to create a blog, and actually a year ago from like last December, or a year ago from this December.
Yeah.
And I was so lost. I'm like, there is so much to creating a blog. Like I had no idea. I thought I just would go onto like WordPress and it would tell me what to do, and I would buy my domain. So I bought my domain, but that's about as far as I got. And I'm like, I don't know what else to do.
Right.
So then I waited, and I had a friend that helped me, and she helped me get the website started. And then I kind of felt bad keep going to her and saying, I need you to help me more. I need you to help me more. And it's so easy to people that do it all the time.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this is not easy. And then I actually connected with the girl that I went to school with in 5th grade.
Wow.
And she lives in Tucson. And
is her name Kim Morrow by chance?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's my mom.
She just commented that you helped her take her dated home and make it her own. You are great. Aw.
I did.
Your mom is awesome.
She bought a house out here, and she lives in Oklahoma, but she bought a house out here, and it was very dated, and we did some good improvements. And that, you really don't have to spend a lot. Little things make a big difference.
It does. And it's always nice when you can do it to somebody else's house, because you don't have the stress of the budget. Or the husband saying,
Yep. Except my husband did all the work at her house too. So.
Okay, sorry. What's your husband's name?
Tim.
Okay, we're gonna go back to your blog, but since you've mentioned him because he does a lot of your work, what does he do for a living?
So he owns a business called Custom Garage Concepts.
Okay.
And they basically remodel garages. So they do epoxy floors and European style cabinets that float off the ground.
Nice.
Any kind of storage, like the Costco safe racks that a lot of people have in their garages, which are amazing.
Okay.
He hangs those. He does like organization on the wall, which is called like slat wall.
Awesome.
Where you can add different buckets and put, basketballs and stuff.
Wow.
In. So, yeah.
Okay, we do have to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, he's awesome. He does some really top of the line work. So
I've seen pictures that you've posted, and I was like, okay, that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's like, you're scrolling. But yeah, I've seen some of his work, and it is definitely,
he does a really high-end. He's very passionate about it, which makes a big difference, trying to somebody going into it, and he's has a lot of good ideas, and he's got a really good system down, so he can really change and the garage in like 2 days.
Well, and you notice when people have a passion for what they're doing, the quality of work just
So much better.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
So that's huge. Okay,
Yeah.
I need to get his contact info.
Yeah, send it to you.
Okay, so let's go back to the blog. So you reached out to a friend that you went to school with in 5th grade.
Yes.
And she helped you, or you reached out to her to help you with your blog.
Well, yeah, so I follow her on Instagram, but it's one of those people, I mean, I loved her in 5th grade. I mean, she was like the sweetest kid in the world. So I'm like, okay, so I see that you post on Instagram all the time about being a work-at-home mom. She was always, on her computer talking about being a work-at-home mom, and she's got 2 little kids. I'm like, what exactly do you do? And she's like, well, I help people create blogs. And I'm like, I need you.
Perfect
So
timing.
yeah, so she helped me create my blog, and I was very willing to pay somebody to do it because I was so frustrated with the process.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, I mean, any kind of website, you've got to have, it's got to be SEO based,
Yes.
and you've got to have, you've got to be driving traffic in the right areas.
You
So
do.
she was really, really beneficial.
Good.
And then she actually came up here from Tucson like a couple weeks ago, and I got to see her, and I haven't seen her since 5th grade. And yeah.
What is
or
the name
6th
of
grade.
her business?
Pinkerton Social.
Okay.
But I know that she's working on a name change. So
Okay.
I don't know if she's changed it yet.
That's good
But
to know. I know
will
2
tag
people
her.
that
Yeah.
probably need her help right now.
Yes, I will tag her on
Yes,
Instagram too.
Definitely
so
tag
she's
her.
awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so now your blog is up. You're
Yes.
up and running, and tell us about that, how that has been.
It's been learning to find balance with working and creating content. You've got to have like good content.
Yes.
So I guess I'm so particular that I'm always like, oh, that picture's not good enough. And so learning to just be okay with like the after picture I sent you of our kitchen. That's not really an after picture, but I'm like,
Right.
it'll do. Like
Yeah.
it's fine. People don't really care about the little details of
Yeah.
everything. So, just kind of really working on that and building my connection with all of my followers. And
Yeah.
what I've really learned is it's not about how many followers you have, but the connection that you have with your followers.
With the ones you do have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so creating that, connection with them, and I mean, the last thing you want is to have all these followers, but no one really cares about what you're doing, because
Right.
my whole thing is I'm passionate about, decorating, and I want to help people know that you don't have to spend, a ton of money to upgrade your home. And I guess I just love, obviously I'm a loan officer, so I love the mortgage world.
Yeah.
I love houses, I love all that, and I want
Yeah.
to just be able to give people like a place to go when they're scrolling through social media like we all do,
Yeah.
and to help give them ideas.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun.
I love it because you can as a loan officer, you can be talking to somebody and they can tell you what they're trying to do, and you can even give them some advice like, oh, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people will, they have expectations of what their budget can be and
Yep.
what they can buy in a home, and then at times the budget gets really small, and that can feel deflating.
Yeah.
Because they see a model home or something on Pinterest or something on the internet, and they're like, I want that perfect thing.
Yes.
And they don't realize how they could also do it themselves and still buy a house that's much, much cheaper, and they benefit from that in the long run from
Right.
an equity position.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if you can't do the work, if you guys don't even, maybe you can lay flooring, but you don't want to because no one really is dying to lay tile floor. But you can spend your money, even if you buy a resale home, you can spend your money on paying somebody to install that, and then taking it at a slower pace. You don't have to do everything right now. I mean, we've been in our house for a year, and we've done a lot in a year, but that's just because
Yeah.
I have that personality. I'm bored.
And your
within 5
husband can do
seconds.
the work.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, where our budget basically is cut in, we spend half the amount of money because we're not having to pay somebody else
Yeah.
to do it.
Thank you, Tracy, and thanks for watching. She said the blue sweater looks good on me. So let's talk about, actually, let me ask you this, because a lot of people forget about this. I know you're here to talk about your blog, but you're a loan officer, so I have to ask. But there's also remodel loans that people can do.
Yes.
There's 203K. I know about that one. What others are out there?
Well, really, you can do it right now. So many people are sitting on so much equity.
That too,
I mean, you
yeah.
can do a cash out refinance. You can take out some money and,
Yeah.
and we're seeing that a lot. A lot of people aren't wanting to move. They either, bought their dream home when, the prices were lower and now they want to stay.
and rates were lower.
Yeah. Yes, they were. So they're looking to, take cash out and to, put it into their home. And my husband sees that a lot on his end too, because he gets a lot of people, oh, we've been here for 10 years and we're just, we're spending money now to upgrade our house. And so they spend money on things like the garage and, kind of, so a lot of people
It's a
do.
good experience.
They spend a lot of money on their house. And I mean, you spend so much time there. Why not make it comfortable? So
I have a friend, she was like, we haven't found what we were looking for, so we're just going to do the upgrades ourselves. And then they did all the upgrades and then moved.
Okay.
It happens.
Yep, that happens.
Because then you're like, because as you continue to change things, you're like, well, now I want more stuff than this. So I'm just going to move. Okay.
Yeah,
thanks,
that's
bye.
the American way.
I know, it's hilarious.
Yeah, we've never lived in a house for more than 2 years. So this
Pretty
house
common.
we're living in for more than 2 years, but everyone always says that, and then
You got to reap the labor costs if nothing
yeah,
else.
exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, I am, like I said before, I'm so excited that you came on to the
Thank
podcast
you.
today. Tell people where they can find you.
You can find me on my Instagram at builder grade to upgrade. It's builder grade underscore to underscore upgrade.
Yes.
So you can find me there. You can also find me on Facebook. Any way you want to follow me.
There you go. And I will make sure I tag her page on this post. And it's actually already on our Facebook page too. So that way you guys can easily find her on Instagram and Facebook and, subscribe to her blog.
Yeah,
Is there a
thank you.
subscription
Yes.
for your blog?
Yes. I mean, it's free, but yes.
There you go. A
Yeah.
free subscription. You cannot beat that. So is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
No, but if you follow me, send me a message. Let me know that you follow me, that you found us on this podcast, and then
That's awesome.
we will love to connect with you. So
Awesome. Thank you so much,
thanks
Karmen.
for having me.
See, it was quick, right?
Oh yeah, it goes by really fast. It was good.
Yeah, thank you. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to NextView Podcast. We will be back next Thursday. We're only doing 2 more shows before we take a break for the year. So I'm going to be gone for about a month on vacation. And so we're not going to have, our podcast will be in a little bit of a hiatus, but we have some great guests in the next couple of weeks. You definitely want to tune in. If you haven't already subscribed to our notifications, click the little bell so you'll get notified when we go live for our next podcast in the future. And that way you can follow us and stay up to date with what's happening and all of our guests that we bring on. So as we're signing off, I want to say a special thank you again to our preferred partners, the Oliver Whalen Team at Nova Home Loans. And thank you so much for lending us Karmen for the hour. And Yvonne Hunt from Platinum Home Warranty and Jeremy Eaton at Security Title. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.